Welcome to Innerji Tarot Astrology and all things metaphysical. Hi, I'm Leslie Levy. Let's take a look at the astrology for this week, Monday, the 19th of October, 2020, and see what is happening with the planets and with the sun and the moon. And then we'll move on to an Astro-Tarot reading for the week for each of the signs of the zodiac. So let's begin with looking at the astrology. So from now until Friday, we still have the sun in Libra. So we have this theme of balance still, finding balance within our own needs and the needs of others, finding the balance between what is within us and our external world. It's also about relationships, particularly one-to-one relationships that are significant. So it could be romantic relationships, it could be partnerships in business, or partnerships in friends. So that's kind of the theme that we have continuing on for this week. We also have the sun moving into Scorpio on Friday. So things are going to get more intense from Friday following through the month with that fixed water energy where people are going to look more deeply at emotions, more deeply about feelings, looking more intensely about the inner world rather than the outer world. Currently, we also have Mercury in Scorpio for the week. So again, communication about the deeper things. People are going to open up a little bit more about things that have been more private, opening up about those deeper feelings that aren't normally expressed. And with the sun still in Libra and then moving into Scorpio, it is going to be more deep conversations with significant others about the deeper things in life, the more intense things in life. We still have Mars in Aries retrograde. So with Mars in Aries retrograde, we've still got a lot of fire, a lot of feisty energy this month, which can go a little bit out of kilter. So again, for this coming week, have a little look at what you've been doing, what your actions have been like. Have they been positive? Or has that Mars retrograde energy caused you to fire off in a more negative way when dealing with significant others? Now, Mars this week is squaring both Jupiter and Saturn in Capricorn. Jupiter is weak in Capricorn because it's in fall. So there is a little bit of sense of restriction. And because Saturn is ruling Capricorn and is about restriction, boundaries, self-discipline, then this is going to be really strong, and Saturn is still continuing to overwhelm that expansive energy in Jupiter, particularly around the things that we do in the world and the big picture. Now, with Mars squaring both of these signs, it means that there's going to be some challenges around this need to get out and just jump in and do versus the need for discipline, versus the need for a little bit of caution, taking a little bit more time. So there is going to be a sense of being at odds between wanting to get out and do things and then applying caution and self-discipline where necessary. Also this week, we have Jupiter trining Venus in Virgo. So Venus in Virgo, Venus is about relationships. It can also be about money, and Virgo is looking at the details, the breaking down of things and reconfiguring them in a new way. So with Jupiter trining Venus, Venus is actually stronger than Jupiter here. So there is going to be a strong need to open up a little bit more in relationships about the details of what's working and what isn't. And it is a great opportunity to do that. So let's look at the moon. We currently have the moon in Scorpio, and it's going to stay there until about 3:45 this afternoon. That's Australian Eastern Daylight Savings Time. And moon in Scorpio is where we dive deep into our own feelings. We're looking at the shadow side, the darker side of our feelings in some instances, but we are more private. It's about those emotions that we don't easily share with people. And with Mercury, as I mentioned, being in Scorpio, there will be a push to maybe think more deeply about how you're feeling about things, or to communicate, start to open up a little bit. Now this afternoon at 3:45, the moon moves into Sagittarius. So this is fire energy, and it's mutable fire. So things are going to lighten up, and you're going to be exploring your world emotionally in a more light-hearted way, in a more curious way. And the moon is going to stay in Sagittarius until about 5:45 on Wednesday. And that's when it's going to move all the way down into Capricorn. And that's when emotionally things are going to start to cool down a little bit. That's when practicality is going to overtake emotional reactions to things. So from Friday through till over the weekend, basically, with the moon in Capricorn, you're going to be very practical. There's going to be less emotion and more practical decisions made, more practical actions made through what you're thinking you need to do as opposed to what you feel you need to do. So that's just a little overview of the astrology for the week. So now let's move on to our Astro-Tarot reading for the week commencing Monday, 19 October 2020. And I'm going to go around the astrology wheel for each star sign. So please take what resonates for you. As this is a general reading, not everything might necessarily resonate for you, but take what works for you, take what feels right for you, and just disregard the rest. So let's see what we have. So we'll have a card for Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. Beginning with Aries. Aries, for you, we have the 9 of Pentacles reversed. And this is saying that this week there's a feeling coming up for you that you're not done with everything. There is still more work to do, because when we look at this card upright, we see a woman who has everything. She's got her falcon and that's her hobby and that's what she's going to do. So because this is reversed, this is saying to me that for you, Aries, this is a week of work. This is a week of you finishing things, because Aries energy is really good at beginning new things, but Aries, you have a harder time finishing projects. And so for this week, your main focus is continuing on with projects that you have already begun, particularly after this new moon that's happened recently. Let's have a couple of charms for you to see what the charms say. And we've got the headstone and we've got the star. And for you, it is about making sure that you finish things that you have started. Use this week to complete things that you began last week or in the last couple of weeks. And the star, this means that you're going to be successful. If you complete the things that you've started, then you're going to be successful, and then you will be able to move forward more hopefully than you have been. Taurus, we have the 7 of Wands reversed. Taurus, you don't need to defend yourself this week. When we look at this card upright, we see someone who is having to defend themselves against others. But because this card is reversed, defense isn't part of your strategy this week, Taurus. There is no need to justify what you're doing or why you are doing it. Defense is not required, even though you feel that you may want to defend what you're doing, what you're saying, your actions. It isn't about that. Taurus, you are strong, you are dependable, reliable, and loyal. Go into that energy, go into that fixed earth, grounded energy, that practical energy that you have, and don't feel the need that you have to defend yourself to others. A couple of charms here. And we have the heart and we have the dragon. And this is saying for you, Taurus, that you need to stay strong with your own emotions, with your own feelings. You know, the dragon is standing in your own power. It's a fire energy. Now, you're not naturally a fiery energy. You're fixed earth. But it's saying this week that you need to get a bit of fire in your life and stand strong and stick to what it is that you're feeling without having to defend what you are doing to others. Moving on to Gemini. Gemini, you are mutable air, you're curious, you're witty, you love to learn, you love to get out and talk and communicate and socialize with people. But we have the 10 of Pentacles reversed for you this week. And so what this is saying to me is that this is not the week for socializing. This is the week for you to hunker down a little bit more and get on with the practical things and get out of your head. When we see this card upright, we see this, all the family are together. But for you this week, it is about being a little more solo, a little less socializing, and looking at the things that you need to do this week, the things that you need to get done. And we'll have a look at some charms for you. And we have the butterfly and the castle. So this is saying to me that you really need to be focusing more on work. The castle can represent your workplace, large organizations. And so this is about working in an organization, and the butterfly for transformation. It really is getting a little bit more serious this week about what you're doing at work and how you can transform what you're doing at work so that you can be more successful. Looking at Cancer. For Cancer, we have 3 of Pentacles reversed. So this is a week for not making changes. When we have this 3 of Pentacles upright, you can see we've got the master craftsman standing up on the bench, and his clients are looking, giving him advice or asking for advice, and he's building, he's renovating. And so when this is upside down, it's saying to me that this is not a week for you to make any physical changes, because Pentacles are about the physical things in life. So Cancer, for you, it is about just going with the current state of things, going with the flow, relying on your intuition to guide you forward on what you need to stop doing or take a rest from at the moment. A couple of charms for you. And we have the lips and we have the home. So yes, this is about around the home. It's about taking stock. It's about talking about what you want to do rather than just getting on and doing it around the home. So this is about involving other people, involving your family, talking to them about what it is that you want to do before you actually begin. Looking at Leo. We have the 10 of Cups for you reversed, Leo. And when this is upright, this can be, this is a happy family card. It can also be a card of a little bit of fantasy land, almost too good to be true. So the fact that this card is upside down for you, Leo, you're very happy-go-lucky. And this is saying to me that this week you need to be a little more serious. You need to look at the reality of the situation rather than the fantasy of a situation, if that makes sense. And that you have a tendency to be very optimistic and you look on the happy side of life. But this week you've really got to have a look at what isn't working, what isn't going right, especially around the family and around emotions, because cups represent emotions. And a couple of charms for you. We've got the mushroom and we've got the camel. And it is saying that there is a cover up at the moment. You are covering up some hidden, not so nice things that are going on, because we have the mushroom. The mushrooms are hidden, they're in the dark. They can be somewhat toxic. And so I feel that you're putting a happy face on a situation that is being hidden and not positive. Now we have the camel here. And the camel is saying that you have everything you need to resolve this. It's going to take effort. It's going to take a little bit of step-by-step plotting this week, but you will be able to resolve this issue if you look at it realistically and not just try and cover it up with a happy-go-lucky face. Looking at Virgo. Virgo, we have 6 of Swords reversed. So Virgo, your lovely detailed mind, your ability to break things down, your ability to find information and to research, and just to be good with the details of life. So with the 6 of Swords reversed for you, Virgo, it's saying for you, stop. It's time to just take stock of where you are. Take some time out to simply be. Give that busy mind of yours some rest. Give yourself a rest from the doing, from the breaking down, from the analyzing, from the researching, and give yourself a little bit of time out, because Virgo, you can get stressed quite easily and you become very self-critical when you get stressed. So having time out just to simply be is really good for you. And we've got a couple of charms, and we've got the scales, and we also have the sign of Taurus. And it is about you, about rebalancing. It is a week for rebalancing for you, and it is about getting comfortable, because Taurus energy is fixed earth, and it is about getting comfortable in your own skin a little bit more. I feel if you don't do this, this is going to be a week where you are criticizing yourself, and then that can lash out into criticizing others. So be gentle with yourself this week, Virgo. Libra. Libra, you are always looking for balance. You are the mediator, the peacemaker. And for you, we have the Six of Cups reversed. Now, when this is upright, this is a card of innocence, safety, playfulness, childlike. So for you, Libra, this is about stepping out of that childlike role and becoming more adult in your dealings this week. Finding that balance between your inner child and the outer adult is going to be important for you this week, because you will be able to be thrown emotionally out of balance quite easily, because we have these cups here. And so you're going to feel a sense of not being as safe as you normally would be emotionally. So it is about you just looking after yourself emotionally this week, so that you can take some time out to rebalance. And the charms we have, we've got the clogs and we've got the cane. And so this is saying it is time to lighten up and just kick up your heels a little bit. Allow yourself to have a little bit of fun, because there is support there for you. Look at your significant other, look at a dear friend, your partner in life, and you know that you can get support from them this week while you go through this sense of feeling out of balance emotionally and feeling a little bit unsafe. Moving on to Scorpio. Deep dark Scorpio, and of course the sun moves into Scorpio on Friday as well, so things are going to get more intense for you over the weekend, Scorpio. And we have here the Eight of Wands, and this is saying that you're going to feel more restricted than usual. You're going to feel that other people's opinions, other people's thoughts and communications are going to restrict you in what you think, what you feel, and what you do. So this is a week of you feeling closed in, closed off. And so this is a good week for you to look at the opinions of others and really dive deep into what people are saying to you, and to dive deep into your own opinions and see how they match up or don't, and learn to rely more on yourself. A couple of charms for you, Scorpio. And we have the tree and we have the fish. So there is the opportunity this week for you to unbind yourself from other people's thoughts and opinions. Take the ones on board that make sense for you and let the others go. And this will give you the opportunity to branch out and grow in terms of your outlook, in terms of the way that you're thinking, because swords are about thoughts, ideas, planning, communication. And then we have the fish here, and it says that if you pay attention to those opinions that are important, but free yourself from the opinions of others that aren't as effective, you will be able to find that your week will move forward in a more abundant way. Looking at Sagittarius. Sagittarius, you're the happy-go-lucky, and underneath that happy-go-lucky exterior, we have someone who is curious, someone who is an explorer, someone who needs freedom. And your energy, Sagittarius, this week is a little bit on the low side. We have the Strength card here reversed. And when we see the Strength card upright, this is a gentle strength. This is not a forceful strength. And so the fact that it's upside down is saying to me that either your energy is very low this week and you're not your usual happy-go-lucky self as you go through the week, or it could be that perhaps you need to be less strong, less forceful in your opinions, less forceful with others in what you do, because you have that mutable fire energy where you just get out and do, and you do lots of different things. So this week for you, it is about being less forceful with others, but also taking the time to build up your own energy. And a couple of charms for you. And we have the bee and we have the fox. And what this is saying is that in order to build up your own energy and to not be so forceful with others, You need to be more cunning. You need to be a little bit more street smart in how you manage the busyness of your week, how you manage all the different projects you have, all the different things that you're trying to do at once. You need to be a little bit more savvy about that and prioritize, and that will allow you to build up your own strength, and it means you'll be less forceful with others because you will feel more in control of what you are doing. Looking at Capricorn, some major slow changes coming for you this week with the Tower reversed. When we have the Tower upright, this is something external that is imposed on you, and it happens quickly, and everything seems like it's falling apart, breaking down quickly. The fact that it's reversed is saying to me that there is some big changes happening for you that will be imposed upon you, but it's going to happen a little more slowly, and that will be helpful for you because Capricorn, with your cardinal earth energy, you like to start new things, but you like to do them in a grounded, practical, and in a slower, more cautious way. So this energy will sit well with you this week when it comes to making a big change. And a couple of charms for you. We've got the fan and we've got the seahorse. So for you, Capricorn, it is about allowing yourself to, like the seahorse, just bob along in the water, but going in your set direction, going in the direction that you have chosen. We've got the fan, and the fan can represent these winds of change, which is supporting this slow, big change with the Tower. So it is about steering in the same direction, but looking at how you steer with these winds of change. It's about adjusting your course as you move forward and you respond to these slow changes that are coming this week. Moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius, you are fixed air. You have very strong, solid opinions, as well as being someone who has very innovative ideas. You are a person who stands up for others. And what I like about the Seven of Cups reversed for you this week is that you have made a choice, and you will make a single choice and stick to that goal for the week. Rather than trying to do lots of things at once, you are going to stick with one goal, one priority, and that will serve you really, really well. A couple of charms for you, Aquarius. And we have the sign of Gemini, and we have the teapot. And so your focus this week in taking this one purpose, following this one path, is about getting out and talking to others about what you're doing. Gemini is about socializing, about sharing ideas, communicating. The teapot is getting out and just discussing things with others, but in a light-hearted way, in a less formal way, because Capricorn energy can be quite formal. So for you this week, it's about staying on course with this one thing and getting together with a group of people and over a cup of tea, maybe chatting about how you will need to move forward with this and maybe getting some advice. And finally, Pisces. Pisces, for you this week, we have the Knight of Swords reversed. So emotionally, you're going to be more open this week. Emotionally, you're going to be even less careful about how you express your emotions than you usually are. Why do I say this? Because when this card is upright, you can see he's reining in his horse so that the horse steps so carefully that he doesn't spill a drop from his goblet. And of course, the cups, the goblet, are about emotions. So reversed, it's saying that this is a week where you are going to be more open than ever. Boundaries are always a little bit difficult for you, Pisces. You are so open and out there that creating boundaries can be difficult, and that is going to be extra hard for you with this Knight of Cups reversed. So let's see what the charms are for you. And we have the dog, and we have the heart. So for you, Pisces, this week, you're going to open up more emotionally. You're going to be even more emotionally expansive. The boundaries are going to be out even further than usual. But the good news is around this is that you are coming from your heart and you're doing it out of friendship and loyalty. So if you can make sure that you stay positive in how you express your emotions with others, then this will counteract any negativity about becoming overly emotional, because your friends are there to support you and you are there to support them from the heart. I do hope this week's astrology and astro tarot reading has been helpful for you. Until next time, namaste.